enam so ama enne edom kuma no sorry free eye vetting no ase.
Ekwa wondin ene Africa Entrepreneurs Alliance ena wosra ban se nyakopon ya adom a budget ama be kenkan na fi twatu mu no abanhwe hu ni se enema wo krefra mu no ne ya eto eda so no abanhwe no wo hwa so san so ene to bi wo man mu na sebi emfaso bi ani so no abanhwe na woni firi ho.
Amanebo ayenya ene se gold board for achi enipa edununum 25 for mo ye Ghana for ene ahoho a eba no gold hu dwade omudi no kuti kwan eso.
Empasatia di basic school eyi school ewo asantemantemu na tibia school wo no emwo disua ene ade kire mpenifo gina so wasere mpenifo ne aban wo ka bi ewo mu se wo mbeko wo mwa
okopie mu ewo etifido mantemu a akuafo mo do emu ayewo ye kire kese ni nyina ene se mu no mo do na na se mu no mo dua no enkrofo nto omo srese mpenifo enye bibi mfa ho
we ye ni nsem kae ni bitodwa ewo kasebo yi eso kasebo mu aseda
ye de kwa ma this way chocolate drink yes de wo hia ene enso hye ye was special ice ne mineral water and drinks assorted best point savings and loans best assurance ye wo you to nchine need fufunita benko munyina ene nyumeku nkaye bi ene nyumei omoso yasne ama yetimi de nsem no abremo ya ye ba besomo eyeme abana ba yiye nyano mene
Sadat Mohammed afei nsem no munchire mu eniye ena vetting committee wakwa asetena na wo hwe ni mu se justice Paul Bafo Boni ebetutu na no yetutuna no na bibia koyo ba be yemra nimfo panyini de ama o man gana ne wabere opanyini kokopie mu wo committee na nim no ena dom kuma ba no dani wo munyamfo Alexander Afenyoma ke no ka se chire mu se justice Paul Bafo Boni ni din no ampenifo abo ne nya de Ghana for do ano ofo aso na potoka se mu no brofo yisu ye disputed nominee ne no na dom kese ne ba no dani chire mu se debi ensem ne yaka wo mra se be fiwe dada enti ba be pie mu vetting committee anim na so sakofa sansem ne ba na stane no de samrase be dwefie di adwuma order 1 2 3 no na wo ye abuso ni saye so nti mamentemo ase kakra eyiniti na so mene mo kasa vet ni guso a ekoso.
Chairman, 7 separate proceedings across 3 jurisdictions, our own Supreme Court, the High Court, and the ECOWAS Court of Justice, now challenge the constitutional validity of that removal. Not one has been heard on its merits.
Mr. Chairman.
Yet, while these cases remain pending,
Mr. Chairman,
while the very question of whether a vacancy exists remains subject,
I object.
There is a nomination to replace.
I object.
I can have the floor. Honorable Minority Leader, hold it. Majority Leader, you said you object. What are you objecting to?
Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Our rules are very clear on pending matters. You are a senior lawyer, you know. You've been in this house, you've been a majority leader, you've been a minority leader, you have lived through all the rulings in these matters. Pending matters, we should stay away from them. The conduct of judges, we should stay away from them. You have so far not impugned the process of nominating the nominee and submitting the nomination to this House and the process of referral by Speaker of the nominee to this committee for the committee to do its work. Those are the legitimate matters that you can raise, and you haven't raised them. So all the questions about what happened, if you had waited and we started proceedings and you throw a question to the nominee to get his views on the matter, I may not object. But you can't just be allowed to run down everybody and get up and walk because you are Afenyoma. Why? It will not be allowed. I am going to look, this whole issue about you making a preliminary statement, show me a rule that says that you have a right to make a preliminary statement. Show me in our standing orders anything that says that you, Afenyoma, have a right to make preliminary statements. You don't. Listen, we developed it as a practice. We developed it as a practice where normally the 2 leaders may make welcoming statements and general open statements, but you have converted it into a platform to do a press conference where you attack and impugn people and walk away with it. I'm saying that today you will not attack anybody and walk away whilst I sit in this committee.
Na sa ensiemu kro ya se enam so ema edom kuma a odmunyafo Alexander Afenyoma kan ediomanim efri eye vetting process no ase omo echiremu a opanyi Paul Bafo Boni a ye hwe animu senke ebegina tumu amana baba ye temu afo panyi no enya de a yebetimi agina tumu amano ayeyi esanso mo kira eye maame Gertrude Esaba tokonu nensem no gusua ewo court a yendi nwe ntomo de omo tenase a enya de a ebeye yintino omo boycott ye.
Honorable, who are saying that this is your plan? You already have the point.
That's not true. If that were the case, we could have just done a press conference and we don't even need to come here. So that is not the case. We all agreed. We had a meeting. I have my questions. That's why I have my file. The questions that we're going to ask, everybody has his questions to ask. He is going to be the Chief Justice of the whole nation, whether you are MPP or NDC or majority or minority. So it is for all of us to make sure that we get the best for the country. And therefore we planned to partake in the process, but if they are not allowing us, we don't see how. And the last thing we would want to prevent is to something happen in this very room where people engaged in fists and whatnot, to the extent that others even said that people went under the table and held other parts of the places that I don't want to mention. You are all laughing. Meanwhile, you reported it. We don't want to get there, so let's give peace a chance.
Honorable, in similar instances, for instance, when some seats were declared and you were against the parliamentary procedure, you proceeded to court. Why did you fail to do so in this instance?
Well, there are so much processes. There are a lot of things we could do even in Parliamentary, and I already told you that. And I was a member. I personally appended my signature to the motion that we put before the Speaker, and we got the notice, I think on Friday night or Saturday morning, that the Speaker did not, yes, on Thursday night, that the Speaker did not admit it. And between Friday and Monday, I don't know how fast we could be to file a process in court. So maybe we can consider that, or probably it is so shows.
You consider
Verti ni gusu ekoso domkuma no enya ade a wo wase na so don kwese na tena se hwe hunu se Justice Paul Bafo Boni obetutu na no na bibia koyi a wabeye Ghana mranim fo panyini na owura Paul Bafo Boni wabra okopie mo vetting committee nanim no eno no so di tudwa se ni mu odu wo se fata nanim de wo soro se wodi Ghana nim se aban no mranim fo panyini.
And if anybody were to go through any of my files at any of these places, this is what you come up with, that this man is honest, this man has integrity, and this man has what it takes to be a leader. And I believe that I have what it takes to lead the judicial service.
Amrado Awada Bank of Ghana ano Dr. Johnson Esiama Akasa ede atudwa se umso man Ghana isikasem no ekosro kakra de nanso se bebia edu na fe na efefe enti Ghana fo enya abotre ne hwese bebia efefe ba no ebetimi anyini ababeye mu a ama yesikasem no ejene yi ankasa.
Economic growth is returning across many of our countries. It is projected at 4.1% in 2025, which would be above the global average. And inflation across sub-Saharan Africa, which averaged over 21% in 2023, is also easing. But beneath this progress, colleagues, lies our fragility. We still have to contend with high borrowing costs, thin buffers, and fiscal strains that can undo years of reform within months. In other words, our stability is real, but it is still young. It is still being tested. Conference seeks to facilitate peer-to-peer learning over the next 2 days. It is meant to deepen understanding of how independence and accountability can coexist. It is meant to share practical lessons from moments of stress and resilience. And finally, it is meant to strengthen our regional network of governance for continuous dialogue. And in doing so, we also reaffirm the partnership between the Bank of Ghana and the Bank of England, a collaboration that has strengthened our institutional capacity and reminded us that credible central banking is both a science and an art.
So as we celebrate the achievements of the past, including SETI at 60, we must also look to the future and ask ourselves how we can build even stronger, even more inclusive institutions. One area where we must be bold is advancing gender equality in the leadership of our central banks. The evidence is clear. Institutions that reflect the diversity of societies that they serve are more effective, more innovative, and they are more resilient. It's important to acknowledge that there are already initiatives to improve gender equality within central banks and the wider financial sector across many African countries. One of the challenges we must face is harnessing these initiatives so that they can improve and accelerate the pipeline of credible female leaders for senior leadership within central banks.
Collaboration is all the more important because we're all operating in an environment where we're facing the same challenges. Because when you look around the world, the sluggish growth that we have seen is affecting all of us. The uncertainty that has become part of our daily lives now in terms of policy decisions taken in very different parts of the world that have an immediate impact on our economies. The cost of living pressures that citizens all around the world are anxious about and complaining about, and also the questions of rising debt levels that we're all grappling with. So working together and having effective operations at the central bank level has never been more important, and that really just heightens the importance of the conference here today.
President Awada Africa Entrepreneurs Alliance ano ene mame Eunice Botwe openini na wosra ban se nyankopon ya adomo budget aban bekeka ansa na afi ye de akone wie ye no mo besere se okra ne mo fira mo no ne ya duty utua no eno eden aban hwe na wonte so afin so to ahodo asa aban yifiri ho no mo a emfa wo ha obi amba no so mo besere aban se wonyi firi ho ne mo nwuma entimi ntere na wonfa Ghana for drona no enwuma mu
better aban nasi afi mu nyina from January we are in November economy ni baka say you say emu eda ho sans dollar rate no emre ba from nyina still eda so from na ma yedwade no na aye good amayen na budget on ba really on the 13th of November no the best government aban ye hwe nim say taxes are treated 2020 as entrepreneurs business owners no umbehwe no mai dem matiso amayen say be betimi employ nipa bebre unemployment no do so ye bia nyuma e pese etimi fa nipa bebre na fensu ya ye kra nyoma ifra manane e ba oman mu no duty no yes ramwa monhwe na monte so mai duty na e was true intafe ye pese e kofa nyoma ba na aye hye
this time round the eco schools 2026 any young ones are even free secondary school ako invest in any mabedi abo because e ho ne di adwene hye nkwala ntrimu a omo school no menya adwene se mili adwuma eno se ne bebo yenye nipa 37 million of Ghanaians aye wono se mu e fampo ana se mu just 10% see bibi adwuma anke ensu adwuma hoda ti emfa adwuma ebi no emfa nhye manase no mebi enwuma na se de bia no mo be prebe butai no mo titi nkofo office no be enwuma sa emo ama ye ntimi enwuma ne bebre
me tontare me started one tare me started no kaka from Cantamanto and I'm the best started Nigeria and I'm started China there me started here no 15 years me and nyamiadom
Ekuafo modo emo ewo etifido mantemu akabum ayo yetre a omu esufre abane se nadaroma omedua mu etwamo ne kama na soso no emu ni nyina ese esanse omu enya atofo mo se nyamo nko a ebro soya beans ni nyina da egu hono mu bebre a omu nya atofo a ese na omu kire mu se ni enti ama we nyina abane se emu anebo efo a ye krefin krofo manso eba ye mamu nyina ka ho bi na yankasa ye dia yedua no ye ntimi ento a chese ni nyina ese kwa entomo selese ni manimu ya aban enye ho bibi kwantrefo panyi ema tamana company a wo ye titine ni emasa enkabomukoi ene kasai
of Agric, there was no any response. So along the line, we had to come together and wrote a letter to the Minister of Agric and copied the President, asking them to try and do something about it, because we are having over 200 tons of rice still packed at the various houses, including maize. Currently, we have over 400 tons of maize, soya beans packed in the various houses without a market. So we contacted them, but there was no response. So 2 weeks ago, we came out with a press stating clearly that all our members should boycott this year's Farmers' Day, because the Farmers' Day was initiated to celebrate the achievement of farmers. Yet the farmers are not happy in Ghana. What are we celebrating? We cannot celebrate anything. We are asking all our members to come out clearly and then boycott this year's rice international Farmers' Day celebration. So we stated that, and the government came out and said they are approving $100 million Ghana cedis to purchase the surplus. The question is, these very 100 million Ghana cedis, with the price they are coming with, cannot even buy quarter of the rice that is the surplus that is packed in the various houses. If last year's surplus is over 200 tons, and we are currently going to produce producing 1.7 million tons, who is going to buy it? Currently, farmers are crying because they are owing banks. Most of them cannot even sleep their various houses, and yet the government turned its ears against us. Nobody is even talking anything about it. So we are appealing to the government, and we are not hearing anything. So today we are going to demonstrate, and we are marching to the regional coordinating council to present our petition to the government through the minister of the Northern Regional Minister. And 1 week, if we have not heard anything from the government, our next line of action is to move to Accra, and it is going to be a nationwide. And when we get to Accra, we'll move to the Flagstar House. None of our members will move from the Flagstar House until our demands are met.
The farmers are dying, and we have no option now. I'm a very serious farmer, a commercial farmer, and I don't produce less than 50,000 bags of rice yearly and maize. And for now, we don't coming from the Upper West Side. Our major product we produce is the maize. Last year's stock is still available in my warehouse. We're not able to sell because of the importation by government. Unfortunately, we were disturbed by the drought last year. This year, no drought. If you go to the south land and you are pushed, if you don't take time, you only land on maize. It's now in abundance. The importation of maize and rice is killing us. We are pleading with the government, open the ban for us to export.
Let me, first of all, also thank your leadership who visited my office last week to formally inform me about this planned demonstration, even though I made them to understand that I was going to take up the issue with the Agric Minister and then get back to them. But I'm assuring you, from what the Agric Minister told me, the paddy rice in the coming weeks will start buying them, and will buy them in large quantity. The milled rice, if any of you is able to mill his rice, we will also start buying that one.
Yɛbɛsrɛ mu na yɛhome kasɛbɔ no so yɛba a yɛbɛtoa so. Awie Ghana this year do must say makan ho na yetwa yensem no eso a Ghana fo nyina ni masem cement mo ase koso e wati do mantem krefa no boko emu enam so ma asante kotoko hene na ase tutu ababiu etu ne nan edisi so mene mo ka say krata freeman chef kese mo pie mo ntin so wo kiri mu say His Royal Majesty otumfo se tutu otoso mienu asante hene na nyame ya adom abosom ye wo mu ni da etwa to November 30th eni December abosom ne de dikan December 1st asante kotoko hene yi edisi ho no se bokonta wantawa no wo rebeka asem no awie na ya sore so na tumi aboa ama osundwe bu ade hye wo boko ene aba wo no ma no no wetimi akoso na wano ma no sa krata yi gina so na wode ato Ghana fo nyina anim ne titiriw ene wana wo boko ne mpatamu se enema bi a wo ye na be kwakwa mentem ho ase aba ebesa akwafa ntokwa na ba anasa tututuo na ba no obesere senyina no munyi na kwa na enne ba bia nkomo na kwa koduru na asundwe atumi aba no omonkoso na omontena asundwe no musa na mwa na Ghana nyina no asundwe ho nsem emfa ne ntoma pa emfa emfira krata efirimu enchef kese mu apie montunsi openyina ne nsa hyase ye chief of staff Owura Kofi Badu.
Na kukum nananom atena nkunya ahemfo hodom ede atudwa se Dr. Yaw Osei Educhum omota na chipampe se obigina amayato ne so aba na waba betu Franka Adiama NPP amanyoko so panyi na niso ade hu na esi na niso se stem adesua se wankasa do wonsa eye bibi no eya ade abeboa ye papa ne chichuni Ghana mebuno enti omota na chipampe ebiem omuchiremu a wabomodin ye pa e wahafomantem aye niema bebre enti no muhuru ne se wo ba eyade obetimi aboa pa nana reko ampem kukom konti hene e na wogina nananom nkaya na mu ede nsemi etudwa
onipa no ye ne tesa enyema waye ye ka bibi e first time ho yenya yenyi bebi ani e ka obi sense a down the same I have because of the university. I did town a whole of the cancer in Pampoye. Engineering, any source, or maybe a baby, business, it is very so. So what is it? A man of Mr. Governor, let's say, a little Bagana, Indonesia, a Pizana, a Panama. And I say, a mamma. Ina etripa e chasi ya kesibe na namu ko ku visa e go parliament se ene da praise o tu na esibiko o pasa so ya ka se na namu kan ho doctor ne je da ni shi ase da yente no komoda ba ne oba yi no ni nsem a wada na di a kire ye no am ya huru na gene am suba ya wo nkrasio tokromo eje twansuo kra ne aboa no a ebe twansuo ni akabi aboa na doctor abayoma pem dia waye bi pen obesa twenty na mama friend so ma ba free education na ablasienti na djuma penti ya ba shaman apanyimfo bu bebi se dia waye bi da no ana ye to ano so amampanyine akufo adode baaye no ode ne to education young education modern wa born ho even yen yanu man dis kura ba ye no edi adanse ye se papa no wa bo adwuma pa awu education asase kura ni wonte nwoma sua no anko nani ma ye ho be kire nti ye se obi bia omomo adota mano o kasano wa mo obi din se me ne we na agina enam se ni se nti me ne ento ana so no me ento ma no mesre minuanom delegate a ewasunafo no foa Ghana fana nyina mu no enimi se doctor de se ye de tumi no emana migidi se akonwa no ye nsabeka wadi kind the STEM education aba ahafuman eno kohwidie mu ko baby bebra STEM education etu atese wa ha ohwa o se da bi obetu ohia se esan se wadi hia pen akoko farmer ni ba no de onim se ne ehia eti dukuduku nipa onima wa ehia etimi masikani ni ehia entam tete
enti on the opeso ka bom esa so adi hia pen eni ti no ka nipa ni nyina bom ne yanya one Ghana bekokora bi wa yenya ba bi emfa ye nan nsi ni nyina ye doctor ye o se dutuma nipa agina tuma enim se Ghana fo ebegina tum 2028 na omotimi avoti e de ama no abeye President Dr. Yaw Oseye Dutum na oso ohwa ene ohwe road accident ne nioma ekoso na gone too soon what a shock adoso enti obe make sure say ya kwan so obeye no wahyemu kena ose man so obe ma omu free grants a wo mu de beye adwuma esan say grants esika bi a yensan je back no the training any reskilling egu akwan mu na say oba bia wo di dwa wanya training na ebe boa.
Ghana Gold Board and the National Security aye adwuma bom nipa adwununum 25 na wache wo mu a wodi gold hudwa enam kwapa so na nipa ye chibi ewo dome ene ye chibi nso ewo achimota Ghana for ka ho na amonone fo nso eka ho bi enam so penye kwankyere for da Ghana Gold Board ano owura Richard no nekpeku ene central for di nkoma wache chenchemu e de akyere Ghana for.
The Gold Board has invited you to brief you and update you on a major arrest we made in 2 separate operations on the 5th and 6th of November, involving a total of 25 individuals engaged in illegal gold fabrication, trading, and smuggling activities. These arrests follow weeks of intelligence-led surveillance and coordinated enforcement operation aimed at protecting the Ghana gold trading regime and strengthening accountability and compliance across the value chain. This decisive operation underscores Gold Board's unwavering commitment to upholding the law, sanitizing the gold trade, and ensuring Ghana's gold trade is serving the best interests of its citizens. The first major arrest, which took place on the 5th of November 2025, led by a joint intelligence team from the Ghana Gold Board and the National Security, apprehended 5 individuals, 4 Indians and 1 Ghanaian, who were found engaged in unauthorized gold fabrication and purchase and jewelry making activities at Domi Pillar 2. On the second arrest, on the 6th of November 2025, Gold Board Intelligence, acting on a tip-off, raided the premises of Legend Precious Metal located at Achimota, Akweteman, Accra. The operations led to the arrest of 20 individuals engaged in unlicensed gold assaying, smelting, and cross-border gold trading activities. During the operation, the task force retrieved 8 gold bars concealed on the premises, various gold trading agreements, assaying reports and receipts, 112,500 United States dollars, 64,014 Ghana cedis in cash, and 2 sidearms found in the possession of suspect Clement Aglago and Emmanuel McAddy. Preliminary investigations confirmed that Legend Precious Metal was operating without a valid license for the Ghana Gold Board. Evidence also indicates smuggling route through neighboring countries and fraudulent schemes targeting unsuspected buyers. The Gold Board wishes to use this opportunity to reiterate its zero-tolerance stand on illegal gold trading, smuggling, and unlicensed assaying and purchase of gold. This act do not only violate the Ghanaian law, but also undermines our economic stability, distort legitimate market and trade, and deprive the state of vital revenue and forex as we've been established by an act of parliament to engage in.
Say no ewiase nyina bibia no akwakoye abefo enutie nam so Ghana Publishing Company Limited omo ede electronic gazette aba said the beye ba ne se bia wo ye affidavit anase bibia opesa wo ye no eye Ghana Publishing Company for ene betimi ahwa ama wo no obetimi aye no abefo ntentan fidie so na akontem ede ama wo. Acting Managing Director Emma Ghana Publishing Company Nana Kwesi Buate Esquire echire nsemu ede chire.
publishing company Homkasem and I deba to Ghana for him. Break akra buy no Jumedia Yadiwa Hano. My adwene bi say yetimi ema Ghana for akwanya mutumi Gazette application every mia wachire no a use mobile phone omo maha emesalaya ebeboa enti your partners no ye strategic partner ono aboya omama ye E-Gazette platform as say no anope ye pa ho ntoma se Ghana force say baby a wo bia no se ope Gazette ufa mobile phone na uko computer so a ubetimi apply for Gazette ama ye de abre wo baby a wo no a untu anamo emfa maha enti no ya chirechire mu nyina se de esi ye no ufa mobile phone na uko ye Ghana Publishing platform neswa your website wo ubetimi aye E-Gazette ama ne opese say dina opese osese say date of birth na mistake wo ma opese correct you bibia opese oye bia no baby a wo bia ubetimi aye sa application no ama ye dia bro enti anope eno ho ntoma ne epa senia Ghana fo nyina be hu na afi omonso atimi afasa akwanya ne so de Gazette ho djuma enti no ya damasi pi be koso aye de betimi aye bia de asom Ghana senia be ya Ghana fo so ba no djuma di aye di no ha no a mu benya ho ahoto
ya be san sere na yan ho meka se bo no so ya be sere mo ne yentina.
Abusuafo ye Simon Makwaba yetoa ensem no eso na nananom ahemfo ene assembly form wo akomadan afrancho Offenso North Mensnimu ede atudwa said yomu DC ni ye de omune no enya adwenkura ne nyina no efa 24-hour economy marketer ewo se omusi ewo honom ema adehye no omukyeremu a eye DC ni pese okosi 24-hour economy market no wonkenkensu nazo munu ne se akomadan honom ne betimi aboa pa ama bibia akoso wano
na ade titiro ha ne se ebra yakosia last general meeting no MC erezi se 24 hours economy market no ye de konkinkansu ama me sori ka se chief ekowenye ama me bobo ne ma bebrebe so ade nti ense se ko honom unfortunately na eye nananom afre omode kan ba nananom amoma kire o masase wo se market no koso wa akomadan ye hwe akomadan ni na francho a ye wo hospital miensa ye wo secondary school so miensa ye say nya local government invest aka ne ye ba bibie sa ne ma we nyina aboa ma economy ni peja sebi ne tax ene ye dey si market na maye eti sebi ye kosi si ba bia emfa benefit emre district no ene wo man no we ni sa ne menti a ye hia maye se ni enje ho kra anti no ye ntiase ye de be kire manfo mo so mo mpene eti ye sre aban ontie ye na ye ne tax no je ye so de be boa ye no se dwumadi na e ba ye district ni mo no de DC ni person de ye no emfa so bia ambre
edom a ewa ha a se bi wo mota wo kine enye dom kuma wonye politics ni ye ye school so wa ha no eya kuma ko be 30 ebu ansa na nyuma wa ha great any school ponkura empo wadahoma yenya ntie se dey ubedu ma no obebia ma ye no any school kuma na sa we mu nyina ba wo ma fa ka ekọ enkenkan su na dey akwa akodi bia na e basa dia na ntwaye na me de me hu se
empenifo bi efiri amanum so ababepie mu ewo my Ghana mu an National Teaching Council nhye mu ase ena obaye na disuanso afo no nyafo hare na Idrisu ekasa wase na odi tudwa se braso se disuanfo anasa checherefo yedi sika ehye omdwumedie achi esanse se disuanfo disua betum pon a egina checherefo pa wo man bi ebenya so ento obesere se yenhye damfo sika enhye achecherefo omdwumedie achi na yenya oman ba pa ochina bi no ombekura oman Ghana ade akompempenso a yedie ne mpuntu wo.
Your 5-day meeting here means a lot for us in Ghana, so that you provide enough adequate standards that strengthens the regulation, in particular the relationship between the teacher and the people, and the teacher and the teacher, and then the teacher and other stakeholders like the community. President Mahama assumed office barely 11 months ago, and he's resetting our educational landscape.
Oshe enshemu ye koso ya amaya hodo ensia ena ya babisia ha betwindwene teacher for eyedie ho eche se ekwan ya teacher for bayire omo aye omo adwuma yie na ama ngumesumi atimi atumpon te wohwa ye se capacity building and regional competency training program NEA. This is competency program the tia say ye boa ekwan ye be faso a wetimi aboboa ye ho ano na ya boa a teacher for na omoso nimdie na brebia akonanim ewiase ye we nsisa ye ba ngomasuam mu adade be chi bia said the honorable minister kan no nti no nsisa ye na e ba no ekwan ba ne be faso ye be ma ye teacher for no so hu sisa ye we ya ba nti o se so sisa said be ya o kire nkwara na de ombe hu professional development o hono mo a o se otimi ko no okoji nimdie kakra de kan nimdie ho na otimi ko nanim sani man na ise ye ni abrede ndende teacher ni bi o hono mo a o the laptop man sisi anaka se on obi kra na ontumi mie.
The issue is, and the good thing about it, and the challenges are common almost all over Africa. How can we improve the status of our teachers' well-being? How can we build their capacity? How can we keep them on par with what is happening around the globe? How can they be supported in terms of, we agree, capacity building, in terms of financial support, in terms of their well-being? How can we make sure that a teacher from Africa can represent us anywhere in every part of the world? That's the challenge we have, and I'm sure we're us at
Awie Ghana this year ha na brebe makwan na kase bo anwumre yi ye de be so modo hwere ntemu no ye de nyina ebesi ye mfa seda e ma pepsodent say anwumre yi ansa na obeda ne kai na fo maduro ni bitwo se beboa na bo num ho ban bo num ho ne die atumi akoye herbal charcoal triple protection cavity fighter nyina no wodwa se boa e ma wonum ho ne die no ekoye papa memfa seda e ma St Phillips and anwumre wo ma misiuta wo ma me ho ayefesi enti memma ne ma nko na opedia wo wani kiremu ewo Accra Kuku Board opposite ho no manasa circle or Donald Trotro station a St Phillips Sebra wo be sisi ho ama ho atumi ayef wo betima fe St Phillips 0244 147 212 0244 147 212.
Anwumre Clothing Palace and now share me atade ono so wo Accra Central when a lava for dino ne din hwe ni mu fra bronsign na sro ho a obekwa akoto Clothing Palace ye frɛ honom emma entire papa fie ne niam mu ofepa number no eye 0271 998 313 0271 998 313 anwumre ya ye besom ye me abna bayi nyano mene
Sadat Mohammed
yadam wase amabunyina mo ene hwenite